Hello traders, welcome back to MrKTrading. Obviously, as always, if you enjoy this video, please like, subscribe, it helps me to continue doing this. So where are we at today? Live cattle market, 6th of July 2026. I wanted to quickly talk about the market profile, how I've used it today to help me take this position. It's a 1 to 2 trade, risk reward, doing pretty nice at the moment. And I just want to go over this market profile with you guys, show you how I use it, etc. So this is today. We're currently in the D period for the day, so that is the fourth half hour period. Now under the market profile you can see I've got these figures. So there's 4 figures here. The first one being total volume for the day. So we can see that's currently sat at around 10,400, which for the cattle market, you can see from yesterday we're at sort of that halfway point from the total volume of yesterday. So how does this help us? It can give us an idea of when maybe all the volume that is going to take place in the day has taken place and all those trades have been facilitated. Potentially not the best time to get involved. However, right now, where we're at a halfway point, it's a lot easier to suggest that, okay, there's a lot more trade to be facilitated. So the second one is the TPO count above the point of control, and I have it as a percentage figure. So what we notice is that a quarter of other time frame participants, that being long participants, pension funds, hedge funds, etc., only 25% are shorting, whereas 75%, so that's 3/4 of them, have buy orders or are trading below the point of control. The third value that we have is the same figure, just as a calculation rather than a percentage, as a figure. So that would be 25 units, so TPO units above the point of control and 77 below it. So it's actually more than 3/4. And then the final one is the mean. Now the mean, obviously, as we know, is the point of control, so it's this pink line. However, it saves me from having to put my mouse over it and see the price. And what it is, guys, we have to move quite fast and dynamic in these markets. So obviously if we aren't using our time efficiently and we're having to go over the chart with our mouse to find the price, etc., it's just wasting time. So I have that calculated already for me. Now you can see the cattle market. A lot of the traders that are involved are using market profile. So generally, when there's something really nice, really tasty, quite an easy position to take on the market profile, a lot of people will get involved. So we can see it going up there. I'm just taking a short trade for you guys for the sake of the video. So you can see everyone's seen this. Everyone's seen that it's 75% versus 25%. So of course we're getting a lot of buy orders in now. So yeah, I do apologise, guys. That's just an ice cream van. I live on a nice residential area, so yeah, get the in this weather in the UK, you get the ice cream man pretty much every day. So what we're going to do now, guys, we're going to limit our risk, right? So we'll just come up slightly. Now, guys, really important to mention, I see on here so many people, they trade really 2 or 3 assets, whether that be ES, oil, NASDAQ. It's really important to mention that these assets aren't your best bet if you want to be successful. Trading things like live cattle, soybean, this is where the best results for the way that I trade and for the way that you'll learn with me, that's where you're really going to achieve much greater results. You've got to remember things like S&P 500 are a machine, right, made to take your money, whereas live cattle, it's a much thicker market, to the point where you can see yourselves the moves throughout the day that just aren't that strong, and they're very clear. Once the market has found conviction in one direction, generally trade will just continue to facilitate that way. So you can see, guys, profit. I don't like to watch P&L too much, but I know people obviously find it entertaining for the purpose of YouTube and social media. So it's £450, guys. We've been in it about 10 minutes. Really no drawdown in this trade, which is quite amazing. Now, it's really important to mention, so the TPO count has changed, right? We're now really 40% versus 60%, so it's changed against our direction. So what we'll do is, oh, there we go, one taken. We'll see what's happening on the footprint. Bring that into view a bit better. So guys, as we can see, large selling come in. Maybe conditions have changed since we've entered. It's all about just recognizing these things. So we're getting to about 7.5 minutes now. We'll see how we go. Hopefully we can take out that last target. We'll get a few separate targets in there. So guys, with market profile, it's so important to learn it the correct way, because I see so many videos on here. They'll make their value areas, etc., their composites, but there's no real understanding of what this is telling us, right? We've got to realise what it's telling us and react to that information as fast as possible. So we can see in this, right, we've had the open. It's a form of an open drive with rejection, right? And all we're playing is the return back to the previous high, which was timing wise. If I just, so previous high around 10:45, and we're currently sat 11:35. So just getting to that previous high from around an hour ago. Now guys, really key, I'm going to cut this off here because look, we're now 50-50 TPO count. We're a little bit before 50-50. We'll let it run, we'll see how it goes. And this is what I mean about being so dynamic. It constantly changes. Ice cream man doing his rounds again. Yeah. So guys, just a reminder, this is live cattle futures. This is on the CME, so if you have data for ES, NQ, 6B, all of these futures contracts, you have access to this as well. So we've pushed past VWAP, really key for cattle futures. We're playing a fade, right, essentially. Now, what can we do after this trade as well to potentially enhance our day? So once we're at that previous high from an hour ago, we know that because of the TPO count being lower above point of control, we know that there aren't that many sellers, right? Sellers are not positioning themselves at this high. So that means we could essentially break through and potentially test yesterday's high of 241.5. So let's see how we go. So if we look at the dome, there's a lot of support currently at levels sort of 239.5, 2396. So we'll see how we go. Not panicking yet. So next volume bar has been created. So orders are flowing, trades being facilitated, accepted at this level. We're closing in on VWAP. We now unfortunately have a percentage of a TPO count percentage higher above TPO, so that's other time frame participants going short. So let's see how we go. If we look at the cumulative delta, there's nothing to say that loads of shortings come in, that we need to panic or anything like that. So sort of staying for the moment. It's all just managing our position. Should be a little clearer. So guys, we're fair price, right? We're at VWAP. The market's happy, trades taking place. Now we've had a huge buyer come in at 239.5. So we'll see what they can do, and that is just here. If I bring this across, sure I can across. Yeah, guys. So you can see this 52 here, large buyer. So market's quite happy here, guys. That's absolutely fine. We're essentially halfway through our move, so I've taken some partials, moved stop loss to just above break even, so we are risk free, and we just want to see it reach that previous high, and that's us for the day. So I'll move that. Okay, so we can see buyers fighting their way now. Let me just bring this up. So guys, this is another footprint. I use multiple, just obviously you want the best holistic whole view of what's going on. So that's obviously our trade that we've won so far. So we come back down looking to just take it up to that previous high. So if I move this in enough, so you can see that that previous high here, where we're just looking to retest. So guys, if we take a quick recap of what's gone on over the past few days within the live cattle market. So on the chart, right, we've had this huge sell-off, and it's fully reciprocated with market orders, volume, cumulative delta bars. So if we maximize this market profile, right, we can see we found value within value. The market condition has changed. The conviction has changed towards shorting. Now, we've now found value lower in this area. We've had an imbalance on the total TPO count, right? We had, as I said at the beginning, a quarter selling, 75% buying. Huge key pointers to look for a long position. Now we've waited to test the previous low, right? So that's over here, previous low, roughly at the open, a little bit after the open actually, and we're looking to simply fade it to the other side of value. Now, very likely that the market's going to return to the previous value of a few days, maybe 243, 244. However, for this day trade, right, because I'm a day trader, we're in and out on the same day, we're looking to simply fade it to the previous high that was roughly an hour and a half ago. Now we're using market profile to tell us the real information of what's happening. You can see I don't have any lines, I don't have any indicators telling me anything. This is simply VWAP, so this is our standard deviation. I can show you actually. So if we look at this, this is loads of little metal balls randomly spread out. So we'll tip that all to the bottom. This is completely random. If we were to tip it, let all the balls fall, you can see it forms this standard deviation. which is exactly what is happening here. So this is our standard deviation on its side. VWAP is obviously the mean, and then we've got first standard deviation bands and second standard deviation bands. So being at this second standard deviation at this low gives us more confidence to fade this market. And you can see everyone's agreeing with this. As I said, 52 buyers. We've now risen in price since that large buyer. So if you think of it as an auction marketplace, large buyers come in, price gets kept continuing, price is at good value, right? If loads of people are buying lots at once, it's obviously below the price it should be. So taking it up to 240 and a half obviously sounds reasonable, and completely logical trade to take a position in. So we've got strong holding at 239,750 as well. So it's a very confident one. I'm going to move my stop loss up slightly. Two of them. So guys, I do apologise if any wind or ice cream van noises, etc. Very hot day here in the UK. I live in a very nice residential area. You get all of these things. Very different to the office in Bank in the City of London days. However, this is a much more enjoyable lifestyle, I think you'd all agree. So if we look at the cumulative delta as well, guys, we can see that if you look at how much buying it took to get us there and how much tiny selling it took to take us here, right? It's a stop run in many ways you could see it as, and it's just such a beautiful position to enter this market as well, with the confidence of the market profile, the TPO count like we spoke about. It's just unbelievable. And we know we're not done yet, right? So how do we know that? Days average at around 20,000 volume, right? Mate, you could say 18. We're at 11,000. Guys, so much more volume to come in. Got a little over an hour to go as well in this market, so yeah, we'd hope they can push it up. Obviously it's really is at fair price for the day. If it doesn't start to move soon, we'll just cut it off. But we've read it correctly, correct direction. We've gone with the other time frame participants. So often people in trading talk about, oh, you're against, some of the biggest firms, how are you ever going to make money? But it's all about going with them, right? There's no need to have a battle against them. So guys, we might get stopped out here, not a problem at all. We've made our money for the day. It's important to mention I have multiple accounts, so you can see different figures here. I've got many screens up at once, and yeah, obviously I can only show you so much. But wanted to get the chart in, and obviously the market profile being the main tool that I use. and it's a patient game as well, guys. Right, we've waited till the fade is a key opportunity. Now I like to, it's called filling your basket, so I like to enter one early, one maybe a little later, wait for a little bit of a stop run, enter again, and that allows me to protect myself. Say it starts to fade, turn direction before the previous low. You know, I'm still involved. Really key to not wait for that exact price point to enter the market. So you can see nice big win there. We're now sort of halfway point. Again, very near VWAP. I think we might have found fair price for the day, so yeah, might cut it off soon. We'll see if we might get a big buyer come in, so it's important to keep waiting. And you can see, guys, this is why I'm so against people that just leave their trade on, because you can't, right? Things change halfway through. We're not going to lose money just because we don't hit full take profit, you know. That would be silly. There we go, beautiful, we're out. So I'm going to flatten it there. Nice green day. So yeah, that is small day, you know, for the account. 0.22%, nothing major, but a little bit of capital for the day. More to show you guys how I'm using market profile. This is obviously still, I'd call it advanced beginner. So of course, anyone that learns with me one-to-one, we take this much further than what I show on here. But yeah, love to share that with you guys. Obviously, these four are things that you can use to your advantage. If you really want to learn and understand what these figures are telling you and go even deeper into market profile, then yeah, please give me a shout. I'm going to start setting up the one-to-one lessons very soon. So yeah, obviously on a cooler day as well, the window will be closed, less ice cream van distractions, etc. So yeah, if you enjoyed this, guys, please like, subscribe, comment, ask me any questions you have. I'm not one of these people that won't reply. I'll always get back to you. And yeah, thank you so much, guys. Have a great day.